Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back with another video, and welcome to part 2 of my top green for football. I'm flustered today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm worried about whether I can upload videos well enough, or whether people are going to disturb my videos, or trying to get around to it. I was like trying to watch YouTube and stressing myself out about something. For whatever reason, whether it's the change in the weather or whatever, for some reason I'm a bit flustered today. I don't really know why, but maybe it's my diet catching up with me as well. But be careful about my diet, having too much sugar. As you see in my videos, I always have cups of tea, and each one has 2 sugars in and stuff like that. So I've got to probably look at how to improve my diet somehow and stuff like that. Have more water again and things like that, which I'm trying to do. Anyway, here goes the list of some ideas. I hope you enjoy it, and please share it with any people you know who love football, soccer, calcio, footy. I'd love to know what you think, what your favourite term is. Is it footy, soccer, calcio, or football when it comes to football? Obviously, probably not your favourite term overall, but favourite term when it comes to football. I know a lot of people in Britain don't like or even hate the word soccer, but I'd love to hear what from Americans like. Do you prefer to call it soccer or football, or do you call it either one or whatever? So I'd love to hear from people around the world as well. Anyway, or read comments from people around the world. So here goes. So number 11, I'd love to look into how football can change to improve. For instance, listening to fans, tackling social issues, giving people more freedom of speech, listening to what fans want before they're making changes, tackling corruption or anything like that. I'd love to read your comments about what football can do to improve itself, how it can get more people into football all around the world, what terminology it could use, perhaps what marketing strategies FIFA could use to get more people into football. Obviously, it'd be beneficial to FIFA and all footballing bodies, including UEFA and others, CONCACAF or whatever they're called, and others, to get more people into football. Soccer again, if you prefer. Excuse me. Not sure what my voice there. Number 12, I'd love to tackle social issues like bullying, tackle bullying and things like that. Number 13, as I often say, a selfish one. I know they're not necessarily the most ethical, but I'd love to support Italian football and look at how to benefit them, and also bring investment into Italian football, and also again address issues that might plague football. Like I say, the sport I love, football. And the teams I love, Italian football teams as well, I suppose. But in Italy's case, we're involved in like scandals, match fixing scandals, Juventus and all that kind of thing. How can they learn? How can they address those issues and learn from them, and not do them in the future, not make those mistakes, and make sure they always operate within the law? Number 14, I say, how can they solve those issues? I think they have to address the issues before they can solve them, and how can they ensure that they always operate within the law and tackle against social issues or world issues like global warming, climate change, /climate change, I suppose is the same thing, poverty and other such issues. By the way, I'd love to know what you think about my Italy top. I think it's a bit old now, but I've kept it for quite a while. I wear these like tops for quite a lot of time. If I could, I'd just wear football tops, like Italian or Celtic tops, especially. At one point, I'm a bit sad, but I used to collect football tops generally. Again, using a football term, I would love to tackle issues through football, and possibly also using another football term, intercept potential issues, potential threats before they even happen, prevent them before they even happen, like terrorism or natural disasters, or at least be prepared for them, perhaps, things like that, and try to litigate or minimise the damage. Number 15, and on that note, accentuate, that's a big word for me, or market it or promote the explain and express the positives of football, like getting fit and stuff like that. Also, I'd love to work on my goals generally for football and look at how it can help people to achieve their goals, and how football could perhaps be used for networking. I remember a while back, I'm not his biggest fan, to be fair. I wouldn't say I'm dead against him either, but I'm sort of neutral. But Donald Trump was talking about how golf can be used for like networking and stuff like that, and I'd love to see football be used for networking, for work and business purposes, if it's not already used for such. Number 16, I'd love to read again from fans and possibly watch reaction videos, or encourage people to make their own videos about what you think could be done to improve football. Like, for instance, when FIFA makes any changes, I think they should listen to the fans, consult the fans. How can FIFA and football federations around the world, UEFA and others, connect with the fans? I can't remember the name for the football federations, but like CONCACAF and others, how can they connect with the fans, supporters and whatnot, what are you going to call us, and see us as a customer, which is the most important. I know some people say footballers football fans should not be seen as customers. But in a way, I think we should be seen as customers, but customers are the most important part of any business. When it comes to Italian football and Celtic specifically, I would love to have committees or think tanks to look at what are the best ways to benefit Italian football and Celtic respectively. Both Italian football and Celtic, and in Italy's case, at both club and country level, and Celtic as well. Maybe even how Scottish football can be marketed, although I don't really support Scottish football in general, except for Celtic. I have a slight soft spot for Hibs and Ross County because one of my friends is a Ross County fan. But other than that, most teams I love are Italian teams, generally speaking, other than Celtic. Italian teams and then Celtic. Closely followed by them. But yeah, I'd love to hear what's best for those clubs and how they can connect, how the national team and club teams in Italy, as well as Celtic, also could connect with the fans, like listen to the fans and their opinions about signings they want, what direction they want the club to go in, how much they should spend. For me personally, I would love for Italian teams and Celtic, respectively Serie A teams and Celtic, or Italian teams generally, like Serie B teams, Serie G, and so on and so forth, to reinvest 10% into buying even better players, or better players generally, 10% into the academy system, youth development, in other words, and 10% or youth development generally, including academies, 10% into marketing and branding, including having supporters clubs, in Celtic's case, CSCs, all around the world in all possible countries. I think half the marketing budget could go to that, so that'll be 5% of the total, whatever revenue or profit they have, and 10% into the foundation, and the rest, remaining 60% or so, could go to shareholders, investors, equity holders, and whatnot, to encourage future shareholders, and hopefully Italian football teams and Celtic will have as many investors and shareholders as possible for as long as possible, and with 5 to 10 year plans and things like that as well, looking at whatever's best to benefit Italian football and Celtic. Number 17. I'd love to see neurodiverse people having a role within FIFA, as I talked before about, and possibly looking at how football can promote diversity. Number 18, I'd love to see how football can make the world a better place. Number 19, including helping Indigenous, African and Australasian software developers. I know I always use that for number 19. Number 20, also Indigenous, Africans and Australasians in STEM generally. Sometimes just Indigenous Australasians, like Aboriginals, Torres and Strait Pacific Islanders, and Maoris themselves, and sometimes Indigenous Africans, and sometimes both put together, and helping them to work together, network together. I'd love to bring organisations generally to support them, but also for football, like fundraising to provide equipment, training, and other such support. Anywho, I am out. Peace and love.